Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Joe Burrow in the snow at Buffalo. Big playoff win. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is really the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to get even more quarterback school content. So if you're looking to take your understanding of ball, nuance, detail to the next level, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. I sincerely appreciate you joining, becoming a member. It means a lot to me. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Joe Burrow in his element. My goodness, snow doesn't matter. Switch release corner, bottom of the screen. Sweet design. Bengals in their bag all game, making things look easy. The precision in the elements, I mean, scary good. So good. On the move, moving up in the pocket. Awesome design. First of all, just acknowledge the design here. We're going to get Chase going in motion. Okay, so I'm not a defense coordinator, but I'm pretty sure we don't want a linebacker type having to match with him man-to-man and run through this. That's the first part. Where the ball ends up going here, switch release for me here just means the 1 and the 2 are switching. So where the ball ends up going here on the corner out here, and then we're going to get kind of the deep flag by the new number 1. So at the end of the day, it's just 3 levels, right? You've got a deep option. You've got where the ball goes to the corner, and you've got that swing in the flat. But I love how they kind of manufacture this kind of switch release versus kind of what I'm going to call banjo. You call this thing anything you want. It's these two for those two, kind of in and out, where whoever goes first, that's who you got, lock on. So it ends up being kind of a middle field open match coverage. But that's just way too easy. And that's not an easy throw. You're in the elements. Burrow's on the move. You're going up in the pocket. You're not locked in on rhythm. You're up on the move. That's right on him. That's outstanding. We are rolling. Next one here. Touchdown. A little bit of a crazy shift here. Full formation shift. Scramble. Touchdown to Chase. Not quite sure how that wide receiver becomes this wide open. Blown coverage. I'm guessing a safety miscommunication. But again, Burrow making just enough plays. You know, I don't think anybody thinks of him as like an elite runner athlete, but he certainly is a good enough athlete to make these types of plays consistently, multiple times over the course of a game. And they're big plays in there. He's always got 2 hands on the ball. It always feels like it's safe. It never feels chaosy. But right here, when he comes back, I mean, you know, I'm not making these defensive calls for these guys. But this pre-snap looks like middle field open. It looks like this safety goes back and plays the half field. It looks like this safety comes down. You know, so maybe, you know, hypothetically like quarter, half-ish. But I'm guessing one of these 2 guys is just in the wrong. One of these 2 safety types is just in the wrong. Because there's just way too much space in the middle of the field. So not only are you getting schemed up, but you're making mistakes and leaving huge areas of space. That's way too easy. So even if you have the first read taken away to our right, no, you come back, again, creating, going to his left, moving, 2 hands on the ball, touchdown. Wow. Next one here. Put this one on here because this is a bit of a formation F for me. We're going to shift. We're then going to motion. We're going to get a little FIB, and then we're going to run dart to the bottom. And I'm not a dart aficionado, but I can tell you that, and I haven't played a whole lot of nickel DB besides for walkthroughs in the NFL. But I can tell you that I don't want to tackle running at my nickel DB trying to fill in the B gap. Okay, so what the hell does all that mean? When I'm saying motion F, I'm saying you start in 3-by-1, you shift, you motion. Okay, so what we started in here was 3-by-1, right? These 2. We shift to 2-by-2. Then we motion, and you have the potential for a swing screen here. Okay, but when you do that, you cause adjustments to the defense, right? So the 2 linebacker types start here. Well, then we shift to 2-by-2. So he walks out here, and the Mike walks in. Now the nickel right here, with the motion here, he now comes into the box. So not only do you have all this action saying swing screen, swing screen, swing screen, and these guys running, these linebacker types running over here. When we run the run, which we'll show from the back, you've got this nickel type right here with an NFL tackle wrapping for you. Right there. That is not the matchup that he's looking for or any defensive coordinator is looking for. This is motion, formation, middle fingering people. That is beautiful. That is art. World-class offensive construction. So dart for me. First of all, notice the motion, adjustment to the motion with the linebackers, right? So when he snaps it, we're going to usually, for me, dart is going to be a first level RPO. We're going to read this defender. Okay, and there can be different rules for the front side. I think the easiest way to do this, and again, I'm not a dart superstar, is to basically say this is a man-on-man. A lot of people call this a base block. I like to call it a bully block. You've got this guy one-on-one. You got to be able to handle this block to run dart. Then we're going to go essentially with this look, an open B gap, perfect premium look to run dart to. We're going to get what most people would call an ace block, a double team back to the backside linebacker. Well, he's not even there. He's out of there, right? So it's an ace to no one. So you can just stay on this double team essentially into the end zone. Then we're going to go gap down by the backside guard. And then the backside tackle, the guy who's wrapping, okay, this is violence. He is now wrapping for the play side inside linebacker, who is the nickel because of how we formation F them. So we're RPOing them. We're showing them shifts, motions. We're getting unbelievable double teams to no one. Look at that left guard, left center, double team. Stay on it. I mean, that is beautiful. Love it. Next one here, 3rd and 7. Touchdown off the fake tunnel screen up top. Again, another back-end miscommunication. You know, who's wrong? I'm not going to sit here and pretend to tell you. Someone's wrong, though, because that's way too easy. This is like every JV offense coordinator's favorite call. Okay? Fake perimeter screen in the red zone. It really is. It's that generic. I'm not being a jerk about it. Come out here. You're going to bluff like you're going to block them, and you're up the seam, usually paired with an over on the backside, and that's it. So you're counting on the miscommunication here, and you can see these two communicating. So there's some sort of call here to say who's who in the zoo, how are we handling this side, these two eligibles to our side, really 3 eligibles to your side. Someone's got to be back. Someone's got to run with the vertical of number 2. So, I mean, you watch it. You play it out. I mean, the corner is definitely hard charging that screen. Again, watch the corner up top. See the signal? Not on the same page. Little shoulder fake. Wide open. Wow. Great job. Nice pass protection, too. Again, they're not getting home. They're doing a good enough job. We're not taking sacks. And it's a thing of beauty. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Check it out. The link is in the video description. I appreciate it. We also have Quarterback School courses, really the premium content available through the channel. All sorts of courses on all of my favorite football topics, RPOs, tempos, pass protection, how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system. So if you're interested in any and all of those things, check out the Quarterback School courses. And then finally, we've got a bunch of free resources available. We have a free course on the passing quick game. We've got a Pass Pro Quiz. We have a play calling tool. So if you're interested in any and all of those things, check them all out in the video description. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 3rd and 10. This might be my favorite throw of the game. Up top to the number 2, unbelievable anticipation. 3rd and forever. That is a unreal anticipation throw. They're showing you middle field closed. They're getting to Tampa too late, and they're creating this massive void over the number 2 up top. So first, let's talk disguise. Okay, so this is a pretty clean look of, hey, it's middle field closed, right? Doesn't matter. Press, I don't care. Free access. The shell is middle field closed. Well, at the snap, we're going to run here. We're going to come back here to depth. And one of these guys, someone's coming to the middle also. It's like the deep mic. And it creates just this huge kind of like vacuum of space right here. Burrow is throwing this essential little stop to the number 2 here. He is throwing this way before. Capital A. Like different size font, capital A. Unbelievable. He's separated right there. Look at the wide receiver up top. Barely on the 4. I mean, that is in the weather. There's nothing easy about throwing the ball like this. Unbelievable anticipation. All his cleats in the ground, always balanced, precise, surgical, in the elements. It's a thing of beauty. This is a thing of beauty. Wow. Outstanding. Next one here is probably one of the few misses in this game. We're going to throw a go up top. Okay, so there are, obviously, we're dealing with significant weather issues, right? Things are not going to be perfect. Things are not going to be perfect ever. You turn on film like this, things are going to be not perfect a lot more. I think Burrow overall did a pretty great job. I will say when you're watching this ball, we talk about this on the channel quite a bit. Normally on these types of go throws, you want this thing to leave the screen, right? And come back down. Like I usually say, like drop out of a helicopter, drop out of the rafters. This to me comes out flat. So you kind of see it the whole way. And that can be a few different things. One, it could just be like a Brad Johnson wet thumb. Hey man, it happens. It's wet out there. You're going to slip. The other thing it could be, and this is more for me just anecdotally, in the weather, bad weather, I always prefer to throw drive throws. Meaning that anything where you can drive the ball, any sort of touch throw where you're, say this is what, like a 7-iron, nice little 7-iron for Joe Burrow, just a little go route. He can put it wherever he wants, drop this thing right into a bucket. Usually it's precise, right? Boom, right down on him. Well, I think it's easier to throw drive throws like comebacks, hooks, ins, slants, anything that doesn't have trajectory because it's just less capacity for me to be able to slip. I felt like it was much harder to throw touch throws in tough weather. And so I think this is a good example. The ball just comes out flatter. That's not a miss we're accustomed to seeing Joe Burrow do. Yeah, maybe he's getting held as well out there on the perimeter. But for me, as awesome as this game was, this could have been another big play. Next one, right here, 1x3 nub, the tight end at the bottom, a little in or deep hook. Just a great job from Burrow, bouncing right back after the missed deep shot to be able to look to our right, keep his base. So no, back to the center. Find the tight end wide open. Just a precise ball, surgical. Again, watch the kind of drop at the top. So boom, right there. We talk all the time about base, right? So we're going to run some iteration of like a little slot out. Okay, well, we don't like that, right? The corner sitting out there. That's not the leverage we're looking for. We got this little in. Well, we don't like that. We got the flat defender sitting right here. So they did a nice job working that in and out. So we're going to come right back to whether this is a deep hook or a true like basic in here. It doesn't matter. It attacks the middle of the field paired with a shallow. Watch Burrow's base. So he hits the back. He doesn't like it to the left. There's no heel click. There's no crazy movement. There's no toesiness about it. It's right back to the middle. It's 1 to 2, quick, boom. Almost like a jump back as well. Like boom, boom. Just absolutely outstanding lower half mechanics. And it's so consistent in the way that he does it. No, boom, how quick it is. When you're saying it's one thing to process, it's another thing to do it consistently and be able to deliver the ball location and accuracy like that. I mean, that is a handoff. You couldn't put it in a better spot. That ball catches him. Between the hashes, love it. Next one here, 3rd and 11, touchdown pass to the slot, high back 5, a little seam post. Technically he's getting doubled, whether this is double the stars or bracket. This is just throwing someone open. It's, 2 really good players making a really good play. For me here, it's one of those things for, even though someone's doubled sometimes, so if we're going to come up here and say, hey, we're going to run up, run this little seam post. Well, technically we've got a guy off and outside, and we've got a guy inside. So when they go and kind of run together here, they've got him both, but they don't have him high back 5, right? It's almost impossible to guard high back 5 if you can be this accurate. Then down here to the bottom, they've got a similar coverage. So we're going to in and out the number 3 this time. So oftentimes when you get this type of coverage and you have one-on-ones everywhere else, so one-on-one, 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 usually you'll try to find a one-on-one unless your number one is that good. And he is right here. And they are together in this hookup, this relationship. High back five, get it out on time, great base. That's world-class accuracy. That's elite football. In the elements, beating double the stars, beating bracket, 2-on-1. I mean, look at this ball. You know what I'm going to say? Linebacker type's got his back to the quarterback. All he's covering is the width of his shoulders. Dot. Last one here. Another capital A anticipation throw to the bottom out. A little 3-no hitch. Again, all his cleats in the ground. You know, coverage-wise to me, this is a little bit of a funky look to throw this out. I'm going to guesstimate that this is like a palmsy middle field open. Not necessarily a true 2 where you're going to get a cloud corner. But I'm nervous throwing this out. I'm nervous for Burrow, and I know what happens. So we're going to run this out. To me, this pre-snap look, especially down here, says we got the potential for a cloud corner, meaning that this corner can roll up. Now, what I'm going to call palms or cloud, or not cloud, but more kind of, we're coming back here and he's got the potential to drive this thing. To me, I'm nervous he's going to drive it. The ball is so perfect that it doesn't matter. That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, you just sit here and watch the technique here and say, hey, would you throw this out? And I'm talking about one-on-ones mini camp in May. You know, this is in the elements, on the road, in the playoffs. He's squatting. I mean, he's breaking before the wide receiver. The corner is never out of his pedal. I mean, the corner is breaking to the out before the wide receiver. The ball is just perfect. Look at the anticipation from Burrow. I mean, what? Really? Like, I just, you know, to me, this is almost like combo-y coverage up top, almost like two-man-ish. Crazy. It's great accuracy, man. When someone's locked in like this precise, this consistent with their ball control, their accuracy, just world-class elite. Dot. So that is a wrap. Joe Burrow, the Bengals, on the road, taking down the Bills. So much to like. As both a fan of quarterback play, high-level offense, really impressive with what the Bengals were able to go on the road and do in the elements. They just looked so precise for all things considered. I mean, it really was an impressive performance. Joe Burrow is just surgical. No matter what the elements are, things break down a little bit. He makes it look clean. There's never any sort of panic or muddiness to his game. It's just so fun and relaxing to watch, honestly. For someone who loves the anticipation, who loves the precision, who loves the mechanics, the base, the footwork, all of those types of things that Joe Burrow just does consistently. It's almost like it's baked into his DNA. I know he works hard. I know he's put in a significant amount of time into his craft, but it comes across as so easy for him. And the anticipation things just pop off the film. When you can do that in this type of weather, I mean, it just makes it even more impressive. So much fun to see Burrow playing at a really high level, and that Bengals offense finding ways to kind of be creative with whether it's shifts, whether it's formation, effing people, whether it's getting unique in the run game, pushing people around at the line of scrimmage. They damn near did it all in Buffalo in the playoffs. Fired up to see what it looks like versus the Chiefs. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.